to get you up to speed, group stepped off the boat. Artemis had a run-in with her mother, which, you think that Artemis is snarky. Oh my god, I almost feel bad for Artemis.
Yeah, Artemis's mom is like Artemis, but intensified by a few measures.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we know where she got it from.
Actually, I had that revelation too.
Myth is heading up to the temple to meet basically OG Sid because she was called there. And the rest of the group had basically just got done giving a brief report on all the shit that went down in Alexshire. Also, they kind of ratted you out.
For doing what?
Going up into Mist.
Oh yeah, I don't care. Ra was gonna rat himself out if they didn't.
So basically Sid will want to speak with Artemis and Ra later.
Are we
But
doing anything pressing right now?
The group just gave a report, and I was about to swap over to Myth because I assumed that you just weren't coming on tonight.
Group gave their report. We assumed that Ra
I
had
hit the
fallen.
hay.
Okay, so let's swing over to Myth, and then we can do Ra and Artemis.
Oh, by the way, a guy from the temple said a guy matching Sid 2's description is at the temple. That's why Myth is there.
Yeah, alright. Spooky, but alright.
Yeah, especially considering the guy was physically.
Right, so Myth.
Alright. So...
Alright, so... up to the temple. You head up to the temple with, basically, no-name McPriest NPC.
I thought you said his name was Jimonetta.
I was joking.
That's a great name.
Okay. Okay.
You gotta spell it weird.
So... No-name McPriest NPC leads you up to the temple. You step into the chamber, and... Sure enough, dull gray crystal, and facing it is the hooded old man who introduced himself as Sid, even though there's already a Sid, so...
Sid things.
That's exactly how it works. He turns and he looks towards you. He says, "Oh, I had thought that you would have brought in the others, but
We had business to attend to with the headmaster."
Right. He is also called Sid. That's, Tell you what. While I'm here, you may call me Noah.
Yes, no. Yes, Miss, huh? Pardon?
Wow, Myth's really put together.
Is the particular like the given explanation is that she just after she got on the airship she just fell right asleep and had to be woken up right before
She's groggy.
Yeah.
Her brain is literally melting out of her ears as liquid.
So Sid 2, did you say Noel or Noah?
Noah.
Noah?
No.
Can you spell that, sorry, in the chat?
Noah. N-O-A-H, I assume?
Like the sage from Final Fantasy 3.
Or also maybe the biblical guy.
Yes, but like, this is a Final Fantasy Dungeon and Dragon.
That's fair.
That's a bold
So-
assumption.
He reintroduces himself as Noah, and you're just kind of stuttering in front of him.
Oh. Hmm?
He just
Like, wait,
turns-
is there like Myth has kind of gotten the impression that there's something to the name Sid, but she's too tired to like actually make a connection there. If that makes sense. So it's kind of like what? Yes, Noah.
Or just Sage, whatever you prefer. He turns to look back at the dull gray crystal. After all these years, I thought it might have been destroyed.
So, well, why would the crystal be this crystal be destroyed? Is there anyone listening in on us?
No.
Okay.
At least not that you know of.
Right.
He reaches up and he taps it with his staff a little bit. This is a weapon that my people designed.
Oh, a weapon? What?
Well, the battery for a weapon.
I look at all of the pipes and all of the channels surrounding the crystal and drawing from it. And actually, last time I visited, wasn't it mentioned that they seem to be off?
Yeah.
Okay.
They still seem to be off.
Okay.
There's some Hollow Bastion energy going on here.
It's pretty hollow bastion, this place.
To be fair, Hollow Bastion is an awesome place. So.
Or the Earth Crystal in Bravely Default.
That too, kind of. It's a weapon my people designed.
This edifice of weapon?
He swings his head back towards you. I am of the Lufane.
Citadel Fane.
Guys, come on.
She's really tired.
We're having some fucking Metal Gear energy tonight. Lufane?
He's Luffy.
Well, Miss doesn't know about it. Okay,
He's
fine.
He's
Fine,
Luffy
fine,
from One Piece.
Fine, okay, what do I have to roll to... Like, would Myth have any prior history that would allow her to even have heard of the Lufane?
If she...
Having been in Lufenia, probably.
Oh, like, she doesn't know that was Lufenia, obviously.
I thought Kale explained it was Lufenia.
Either
you didn't say anything
either Kale
about
or
it.
Ifrit did.
Yeah, it was one or the other. We had it explained to us in
It was
character.
Ifrit. Kale immediately tried to kill us.
Oh, okay.
So there probably shouldn't be a check.
Lufenian, but that was aeons ago. Okay, Lufenian. Along with the fact that the Alexandria crystal is a battery for a weapon of some sort. Gotcha.
The precursors, of course. Of course, they made the crystal.
Now let's make bets. Is this crystal the powering Alexander or Warmech or Omega? Anyway,
I don't know.
Ask
My
what the
vote's on
weapon
the
is. What's it supposed to do?
the then when you had said that you were no longer Are you too an Espa?
He kind of looks down at his hand and he turns it over. Not quite. But I'm not quite human anymore either. I'm just a drifting soul.
Ooh.
But this provides me an opportunity. He takes his staff and he points it at the stagnant crystal, and some runes begin to manifest.
Whoa. I look around. There would be others who would be monitoring the crystal. What are you doing?
Just watch. A beam streaks from the tip of his staff, hits the crystal. The runes expand out across its surface. Except these runes, they look less magical and more constructed. They seem artificial. As they just manifest around it, they start orbiting it, and then you kind of hear like this strange clicking noise. Not that you hear it, it's more that you feel it. He rests his staff at his side and he looks over his shoulder.
Oh, it's like right now the crystal has like weird light rune things surrounding it.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I look very lost.
You seem confused. You can make an Arcana check.
Yeah. Is this anything otherworldly or?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
20 Arcana gets it. Alright. Seems like he poured something into the crystal magically. The crystal here you see is a battery, but not in the conventional sense. It is... I guess you could call it a thought battery. It drinks in knowledge, retains it. I've put some of my knowledge in there.
Does
Shut
he
up,
still
Rob.
have the knowledge?
Poured his knowledge into his
Do you dare to reach out and touch the crystal?
Oh, I haven't gotten to where I am if I not stupidly touching crystals that I wasn't supposed to.
Touch the magic rock.
Or don't.
I mean,
Magic rock of plot advancement.
This is the rock of class change.
Okay, so Myth takes a deep breath, just steadying herself, and slowly reaches her hand towards the crystal. Like if you've been looking closely, you could see that it was that her hand is very shaky. And
He gives you a nod. You touch it. All right, and just you feel your mind just zoom into this void space of like various possibilities.
oh, did he?
So this is something new that I'm trying.
What?
Whoa, what's this?
Welcome to the Job Arsenal system. The path to mastery as an adventurer is an ever-winding one, fraught with peril and wonder both. How one applies to that trait, however, varies from the paths walked and the experiences that shape us. At a special crystal altar, you attune to the well of possibility, allowing you to change your class to any of the following, retaining your current character level, provided you meet the base requirements. At 5th level, you may have 1 extra class. At 10th level, you can have 2 extra classes. These classes are tracked on a separate sheet, which you use while donning the new class.
Holy shit!
Once you've changed your class, you must wait a full day before you can retune to the
job
crystal altar
changes!
and change it again. As you explore
You
the
get
world of
job
Soldea, you may even find further specialized vocations. Talk to NPCs with unique abilities and learn their trades. If you forge a particular bond with them, they may impart substantial knowledge of their
Oh
profession.
my gosh,
to
you can become an astrologian a la Matoya if Ra continues to respect me.
You mean if Rock continues to chase that tail?
Ra's pretty romantically tsundere.
Yeah.
He like sneezes. Doesn't matter where he is. He heard a tutorial.
Alright, so you touch the crystal, you get a extra character sheet.
Holy Okay.
And let me guess, this is how you cleric?
Oh, I had completely changed my sheet over during the break.
Great. So now you're a cleric. Can't go back. What cleric are you?
Summoner? Hello?
Alright, so you're a summoner cleric. I
changed.
Since you're a summoner cleric, you can't go back to druid cleric ever, because that's just phased out. That's non-canon.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting when I was going into this.
That said, you can pick a second if you want, because you can't go back to druid cleric. You can be a druid something else.
Could you be a druid and a cleric separately?
Yeah.
Alright, wow.
White Mage is a druid.
Yes, White Mage is! And White Mage is a class I've been eyeing for this entire time, too.
So
oh my god!
Because he calls himself a class White Mage.
Wait.
He's a life cleric.
He is a life cleric, but he calls himself a White Mage.
You getting an extra class?
Yes, I got an extra class.
Did you miss that whole thing?
Oh, no, I was listening to it, but it didn't click. I'm kind of play.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so
I was I figured it was just like. Wait a minute. It sounds like mechanic stuff.
All right, so what's your secondary class going to be, since your main class is now cleric?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll fill it out on my own time. Right now, we could just let this be.
So we have myth druid and myth cleric.
And this is a different class that you can use, not a subclass that supplements your current one.
Is entirely separate class. That said, you can only ever have one at a certain time. You can only change once per day, and
you
can only change at specific locations.
And you need to touch a big crystal to do it.
Yeah. Touch a big crystal to do it.
Uh-oh.
So what happens?
Right, so you just zoom into this, like, freaking void space. There's just stars and galaxies in the different distance. You look around you, and there's just kind of these runic sigils on the ground, and manifesting from them are ephemeral versions of yourself, but they're dressed in different outfits.
Yeah. Oh, they're connected.
Essentially what you saw at the tree.
Yeah. Well, something like it. Less different outfits. Gotcha. Yeah, since I'm gonna say no, we don't have a thought. Anyway. Yeah, so Myth kind of like Myth basically stumbles. Actually, she would be stumbles back from the crystal, and the crystal and kind of like just kind of like blinks and rubs her eyes. Is he still here? Is everyone? If everyone's still here? Okay.
Sid's still here.
And kind of wildly looks around like she's expecting some, like, I don't know, her to be have been in the crystal for another 2 years or something, while everyone else has passed for only like 2 seconds or something, while everyone else has passed for like 2 years.
It felt like you were in there for an eternity, but it's only been like a minute or 2.
Everyone died.
Yeah.
Mythos now is the sole warrior of light. Good luck.
I have job change ability, so I can't be that bad.
I'm in danger.
Myth just like, one moment, let me change to barbarian.
That said, you do have the stat requirements to become a cleric, to swap between cleric and druid, right? I mean, they're both wizard. They're both wisdom, so.
I also could go to sorcerer, warlock, paladin if I really wanted to, and
That
bard.
would be interesting.
Paladin myth.
Paladin myth. And ranger, so. Oh, huh.
Bloodborne myth.
I have another Bloodborne character going on right now.
Anyway,
So,
you bounce back, and Sid looks you up and down. He says, "Well, you get used to it."
I suppose. Alright. So, is the crystal powering our ability to do that?
Like I said, it is a battery for knowledge, and that knowledge is yours now. Well, a part of it is yours.
Alright. Alright. Ifrit did you know him?
You just cut out myth.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Ifrit, did you know him?
The man he once was?
Yes. Or I suppose yes.
Noah just gives a firm nod. Kind of a sad, firm nod.
Then the other gods, Ramu, Shiva, Leviathan, did you know them as well?
He gives another somber but firm nod.
you gotta go kill him.
Sorry. And what of Inari?
Even Inari, they're still around.
Yes, they had questioned the thing.
He kind of blinks, raising his eyebrows under his hood.
I mean, why just summon him there?
Why? Because she's not attuned to him right now.
Yeah, but how do you attune? Is it a short rest?
You can summon.
It is once per day on a long, once per day basically.
Oh, okay.
You can then summon Mimp and pretend that that's not.
Oh. What happened to him?
That I do not know. Just that they set out to enact a plan, and I thought that they had failed to enact that plan, but they are still around, as you say. Well, perhaps there might be hope yet.
See.
I see, but she actually did not see it all.
Yeah.
But the future refuses.
Oh, that's my. that's my. Oh gosh, that's my catchphrase. Not.
I see. She lied.
Yeah.
So I gotta find a picture.
Gosh, I really want to ask about the weapon, but Myth has no reason to right now, so I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to skip out on that question.
Got
Whoa.
Thunder Fingers over here.
Oh.
Right.
Anyway, this is
I'm not a wizard. Right. Sorry. That for some reason that just seemed really funny to me.
Armors can be anything except a barbarian, a fighter, or a rogue.
So, anything else?
Probably not. Myth would just kind of like give a half dead, half like, you know, that sort of expression you get when your mind is really buzzy because, I don't know, like you haven't slept in like 2 days or something like that, and then you just kind of like, and then somebody's talking to you and they're kind of like, and you're kind of like only barely registering what to do, so you kind of like just nod along.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Chase's
Myth
default.
So yeah, Myth is kind of like nodding that way right now. I suppose perhaps it's better. It would be better for me to inquire about these things at another date. I suppose the events of the past few days have finally begun to catch up to me.
I imagine that you'll need your rest. As daunting as this trial was, and as impressive that you were able to overcome it.
Yes,
it is only the beginning, I fear.
We still have to go back. I still have to return the mist.
He looks at the dull gray crystal behind him, and it's kind of become a little bit more of a silvery color now that he's put some oomph into it. Return here with your friends, and well, perhaps they too can benefit from the power that I've offered you.
See,
I'm afraid that there is not much else I can do besides this.
He can give some of his exposition knowledge, but no.
I thank you. Sage Noah. The question, and then does he teleport out or?
Yeah, he basically boops out of there.
I I look around again because it's just like it seems a little weird to me that nobody has noticed all of this entire like conversation and magic stuff.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, oh, okay, that explains everything.
When he disappeared, you notice that. Yeah, 13 gets it. You noticed when he disappeared, a slight distortion of space disappeared with him.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Oh, okay. That's actually not what I expected. I was expecting us to be him to have closed us into like a small time stop effect.
That's not exactly a time stop, but he did distort the space around you.
All right. Oh, great. Now how am I going to get everyone else in here?
God, talking to people is so hard.
You're good. You're good. I have no eloquence in real life either, if it helps. So.
Rod did not go to bed. He took Quetzal to the Chocobo stables.
Alright, so as it turns out, the Academy also
going to bed.
The Academy also has a kennel for chocobos, or a stable rather.
What about General Alexandria?
You could probably find one there too.
That's the one he's gonna go to.
Alright, so you go to the general stables. Stable hand, young girl, Junrai looks to be about 14. She puts her hands on her hips and she looks up your bird up and down. She's like, "Oh, haven't seen that plumage before."
I would hope not.
Ross
I only finished painting it the other day.
strokes Quetzal's neck and says, "This took, how many? 23 apples, 14 pears." He looks up. Just kidding. It's been quite a while since I've really perused a stable with any sort of permanence. And seeing as how this old boy needs a place to stay, he pats Quetzal's side. What are your fees like?
Well, a typical bird takes 230 gil a day. That's food included, of course. How much do you think that one eats?
Ra's gonna roll insight. How much does this one probably eat? What?
It eats.
It certainly does.
He looks back at the stable hand. What sort of implication were you under that this chocobo is of a different breed?
Like I said, haven't seen that plumage before.
Isn't that just coloration? Or
Well,
perhaps is it something more? As he sort of leers down at her, very cognizant of the fact that it's a little bit more.
Are you trying to intimidate her?
No. She's just talking.
Okay. She looks up at you. She's about... Her eyes are about to your chin. Even though she's 14. She's got, like... I mean, fucking Junrai or Bill.
She got some high.
She's also standing on a stool.
So she's probably taller than him then.
No, I mean, she's standing on his... Yeah. Maybe. No. She's standing on a stool and she's still eye level with your chin. So she kind of veers her head around yours to look over your shoulder at the chocobo.
Come on, Quetzal, give her a better look. And he steps back, lets him strut his stuff.
She starts to just kind of step around the bird for a few moments. She's kind of like tilting her head this way and that, cupping her chin. Maybe it's a wild offshoot of the Dust Drifter breed?
Ross can roll nature. Has you ever heard of that before?
Sure. So the Dust Drifters, they're pretty nomadic,
Yep.
and they're also kind of famous for breeding chocobos that are meant to hold up over long distance travel. And this thing definitely looks hardier than your domestic. She looks from the bird to you, Ra, and she lifts a single index finger, and she says, "Tell you what, I'll do the normal price, but only if I can study this breed."
Well, that puts me in a little bit of a disadvantage, doesn't it? And he pets Quetzal's neck again and says, "Well, you see, this bird is, while it may be a part of a different breed, especially one that you're not used to, it also has quite a bit of leadership qualities, and I'm sure no small amount of chocobo breaking happens here, seeing as how these usually double as training pens. Qualities like leadership could be very valuable."
So you want a discount?
Did he stutter?
I think discount would be... No, I think you stand to benefit possibly more than I do. I think I deserve a stipend.
A stipend?
In exchange for access to these leadership abilities and your ability to study for new knowledge. Perhaps I should be being paid.
She folds her arms. She's like, the family still has a business to run. I mean, we need to eat.
And how cataclysmic can, say, half the price of stabling one chocobo be? Especially seeing as how you can manufacture public interest with such a
public interest.
Unique plumage.
Are you really Ra? Are you serious? Are you okay if you sell the friggin' chocobo?
Ra does not have enough gil.
She's squinting her eyes. She's kind of putting her hands on her hips. She's kind of looking down at her feet. She's just really firmly thinking about, you might need to sell this with a charisma, a persuasion check.
Can I have just based off the arguments I used, can I make it intelligence based, please?
Nope. Charisma or die.
Are you trying to bluff her? Because that's charisma, definitely.
Roll your one.
13.
Roll your last pathetic one.
Roll your last pathetic one, Yugi.
Before I send you to the Shadow Realm.
All right. Let's see what her
She didn't have a DC?
She did have a DC,
Okay.
but I also had to roll for insight. She gives a good long ponder, and then she looks up and she's like, no, sorry, I'm sorry. I still have a business to run here, and if I start handing out stipends, like you say, Dad's gonna cook my goose.
He nods. It's understandable.
The goose.
What's the name of this stable?
Stable Genius.
Yep. Gotta go with it. Come on. Let's do it. Let's go.
That's the name, sorry.
No. It's called the Choke Corral.
Okay, Corral.
Rob
Wow,
takes out
you're
he
so
takes
quick.
out his big tome and he just writes in it a little bit and he says, "Interesting." And you are?
Thor?
Well, what just happened?
Hmm?
Thor? Like,
I'm waiting for her to tell me her name.
Yeah,
name suggestion.
Me? Jinsoon Featherwind.
Choke Corral under Jinsoon Featherwind. Thank you. It was a pleasure. And he nods and says, "I hope you have a pleasant day." And then he turns around, takes Quetzal out, and
Goes to write a bad review on TripAdvisor.
basically he sighs. And so the stable's pretty close to Alexandria's gate, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna take Quetzal over to the gate and lead him out. He faces Quetzal and he says, "What a fool I am for even entertaining the thought to stuff you into one of those. Come on, boy." And he starts taking the harness off of Quetzal. "You deserve to run the fields, not be beholden to them."
The bird looks at you, and then to the fields. Just sort of hops on one foot, flaps its wings a bit, lets out just kind of a big, happy chirp.
So after he takes the, it's not just a harness, what the saddle. After he takes the saddle off, he moves over and rests his back against the exterior wall of Alexandria, and he says, "Go on then, go run away."
Like they all do.
Quetzal tilts its head. Can make an insight check on you. Where did I put Quetzal's sheet? First Quetzal. There we go. Of course, it's a big dumb bird, so it gets a 0.
Hey, yo, insight's wisdom.
Yeah.
Right. All right, flat wisdom. All right, so it's a 4. So it tilts its
Big
head at
dumb
you.
bird.
Looks back at the field, and then back at you. And it kind of just goes, "Quoi?
Ra sighs and he stands back up off the wall and he's gonna walk out into the greenery, probably like 10 or 20 minutes away.
Watches you walk, and you go a good little bit of distance, and it starts to follow you.
Okay, Ra sets down some of the Gisal greens on the ground, and then he stands back and gestures to it. "Come on, it's your favorite."
Well, it's gonna eat those greens. It's just gonna peck at them.
Great. And after it does, Ra walks back towards Alexandria, and then once he gets to the wall, he whistles.
It starts to peck at the greens, then you whistle for it, and it looks up and towards you.
I should be 10 to 20 minutes back.
And it is gonna start dashing after you. It doesn't take long for it to reach you.
It cleared a day's journey in 4 hours with the haste spell. Just give it up.
It tilts its head at you like, yes?
Ask it to go and fend for yourself. I can't take care of you in the city. Just.
Ra, he looks at it with a straight face, and then it slowly starts to break a little bit, and he goes, "Come on! Get out! I can't take care of you anymore!" He rubs his forearm across his eyes.
Shit. I have arms walking on this.
You want to save Quetzal?
Should I
It
have
steps towards
arms?
you, and it starts to nudge its beak against your arm.
Are you gonna follow me around the streets too? Is this how this is gonna be?
He chirps happily, I bet.
I mean, even for you, this is just a little bit pathetic.
Wait, is
My
Artemis
conscience. Ra looks up.
TP sneezes.
Sid looks at TP and asks something to the effect of, "Do you have a cold there?" Or perhaps you might want to visit.
Ra's gonna look over at Artemis as he's probably crying a little bit. He starts putting the saddle back onto Quetzal and he says, "Still not comfortable with bringing me home to the parents, I see."
I'm not comfortable going back to the parents.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, we're only gonna have the two.
Just... Are you trying to release the bird and failing?
It's fucking stupid, Artemis. I don't think you could do it either.
No, but she could make it into KFC.
Are you gonna follow me around the streets like this too? He's talking to Quetzal.
Quetzal flaps its wings.
Oh my god. He rubs his eyes.
Why don't you just put it in a stable?
I was actually planning on it, and then I realized that I am essentially penniless.
They're like 10 gil or something. What's wrong with you?
I can afford 20 hours, not even a day.
I mean, has it occurred to Ra that as the academy, he probably just housed Quetzal there at the stables for free?
Oh, relative free, I guess.
We haven't gotten to that yet. Well, either way, word on the olive branch is that Sid needs to reprimand us. So maybe we do that next, Artemis.
Wait, what are we being reprimanded for?
Our little excursion.
Is that a problem?
No, but doesn't do to avoid it.
Didn't get any results, but besides the point.
Ra looks back at Quetzal. You can't come into buildings. You understand that, right?
Flaps its arms.
Just
Hop.
Oh god, the Chocobo has arms now?
Flaps
I'm
its
scared.
wings.
It has a big Trogdor beef arm.
Buff
Flaps
Quetzal.
its fucking wings.
Okay. Ross sighs and says, "Well, whatever." And he walks back into Alexandria and towards the academy.
All right. You head up towards the academy, and you see a very tired Myth on your way there.
Just kind of like muttering to herself. She's kind of muttering to herself too.
This taxi's fare free.
If you're muttering to yourself,
Ra's going to command Quetzal to go pick up Myth.
All right. Quetzal looks at you and then looks at Myth, and it starts to march over to her.
It attacks her.
Going to... Oh my God.
Myth, before you know anything, you are now laying belly down on the back of a chocobo, just sort of just flopped over its side, as it just basically just scoops itself under you.
How was the temple? I assume that's where you were.
Oh my God! Did you see what? Oh my God,
It's driven you mad, I see.
Sorry,
It's funny. It's a funny
Okay,
picture.
stop.
It's okay.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Well, there goes my train of thought. I was at the temple, and it was quite illuminating, I guess. Golds, I'm supposed to take you and others to the crystal, but how am I going to get you? I'm not going to sneak you in past the gods. How do I ask Sid? Do I ask Sid for more?
Haven't you learned,
permissions?
Myth? We're the Warriors of Light. We don't need passes anywhere.
wait, hang on. Can you get into the temple?
I was there because I got an escort.
Perfect. If you can get in, I can get in. No problem.
I had to. No, I had to request a letter of recommendation from Sid before I got in the first time. This time, the only reason I was even allowed in was because someone guided me there.
Well, Fifford,
Right, and what did they look like? Wait, that weedy guy before?
Pardon?
The nerd who came and got you before.
Yes.
Wow, pot
are
calling the
you-
kettle black.
What are you plotting?
Ra just cuts him. Plotting? There's no plot here. Fifford couldn't stop us. Bureaucracy can't either. I suppose
Whatever
this
you
will be
may
the
say,
second
I
time,
suppose.
actually. And they get to the academy. This serves as ample opportunity to pick everyone else up anyways. For us,
I
it's
need to-
Judgment Day. And for you...
So I'm sorry. What did the weird
I'm-
beard man have to say?
Oh, well, first of all, he said that he was a Lufinian. And then... thing to the crystal.
I'm sorry, the weird bearded man said he was from a dead civilization.
Well, I suppose that wasn't much of a surprise now, is it?
Wasn't
A
the
little
first,
bit, yeah.
I mean, the first time she encountered him was in the vast ether of the whatever crystal
did
network
Myth tell
exists.
Ra?
I don't think she mentioned him at all, encountering him at all.
Yeah, that's fine. Never mind then.
There's a tape rewind noise.
Ra takes out some geese all greens and feeds them to Quetzal and is like, well, this is over my fucking head.
Well,
Crunch, crunch,
Sorry,
crunch.
just. Okay, so the
Well,
weird
like-
bearded man said he was part of an ancient civilization. Fair enough. Did he give you a name or?
He's Noah. Myth makes very obvious air quotes with her hands when she says this.
She's
He
what?
said his name was Noah.
In the manner of speaking.
Did you meet Doga and Une and Sandy as well? Are all of the fairy tales coming to life now?
You don't know any of those people, Artemis.
TP.
You're just saying random syllables.
Well, perhaps they're coming true for you. For me, I need food.
Right. Well, let's go get food then. Why not?
I'm going.
Ah,
Yeah,
ah,
Meth is just
ah,
gonna
ah.
head directly towards the mess hall. Mess hall.
She can go get food.
Yeah, Anna is conked out, so
I'm
This will
pretty
be
sure
a
I'm
tomorrow
entitled
mission
to
for
food
her.
as well.
I am going straight to Sid.
Have fun with them.
You're really going to have me face him alone?
No, of course not. You'll have your bird.
yeah.
And your
Come
well
in. Oh,
wishes,
shit.
I'm sure. Well, if there's one thing I've missed about this place, it is the cooking, so enjoy yourself. And Ra will make his way towards the headmaster's office.
Alright. I'm assuming you drop off Quetzal at the stables first.
Ra's letting Quetzal do what Quetzal wants.
You said that. You told Quetzal it's not allowed in buildings, and it basically just waits for you outside. Alright, so you make your way to the headmaster's office alone, because Artemis is a big coward who can't, deal with consequences of her actions.
Is the door shut?
Door is shut, yeah.
Ra knocks twice.
You knock twice, and you hear, enter.
Ra opens the door, and he steps in. Then he shuts it behind him.
Currently Sid is, because you and I are kind of short. Sid is on a stool, and he's kind of rummaging for a tome on one of his bookshelves. He looks over his shoulder, and he's like, Ra. No Artemis?
She's with us in spirit.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
She died.
No, but I imagine that she's somewhere around the school. Anyway, I won't beat around the bush. This is about Mist.
Ra nods. It was quite a disturbance we left behind. I'll agree with that.
His shoulders sulk a little bit, and he just gives up the chase on trying to find this particular book. He steps down from his stool, walks over to his desk. He doesn't sit down, places his hand upon it, though. Well, what's done is done, and here you are. I would have advised caution had I known what you were attempting to do, but it's too late for that. What matters now is accepting consequence and taking responsibility. Now we must consider how we can take responsibility for Mist. Kind of peering down at the desk, and he looks at you. Do you have a plan?
First, I believe I'd like to set something straight. I have never really felt comfortable here as a student. It's sort of been, a little bit of a dilemma, as I am obviously beholden to Artemis due to our history with one another. and she obviously has her fascinations about the utilities afforded by academia, specifically here in her hometown. But I am a mercenary.
Are you planning to go your separate ways then?
Well, if you remember, I proposed that hypothetical before we had left, wondering what exactly it entails to separate from this academy. And you were fairly straightforward. So, I don't think separate ways adequately describes what I'm after. But, and he takes a step forward, he reaches into his cloak, he takes out the student identification that he has and he places it on the desk. Yes, this is my resignation. I hope to instead work with you as a peer. Our interest obviously lies in the same areas.
I see. He folds his arms and he closes his eyes. He's kind of furrowing his brow. He's just really deeply mulling over this situation as it's
I'm
been
gonna need that
presented to
weapon.
him.
I'm gonna need that weapon I gave you back. You still have it, right?
He takes your ID up off the desk and he looks it over. He kind of flips it over. Very well. There is, as of today, Ra Chevarak resigns from being part of the student body of the Realmsword Academy. Effective immediately.
Now that that's over with, we can speak of the more pressing matters. Mist is in dire straits. Not immediately, but there is a choking smog of potential disruption situated above it in a rancorous and thick Fleersian occupancy.
Very poetic. But I understand. My contacts in that region have mentioned as much.
I unfortunately do not think that it is as peaceful or as what would the term be? There's probably something of a cold war going on there between their occupancy and Shiva, as Shiva was not quelled in whatever disruption Artemis and I may have sought. Both of them are quite formidable in their own right, so how to approach it is very delicate. And to put it plainly, I don't think me or my companions are ready yet. There's also another matter. Friendly.
That seems to actually kind of pierce his sort of staunch demeanor. She hasn't harmed anyone during training, has she? She typically reels it back.
Well, Haven't been around to see, but I would hope not. No, this is something else. Essentially, you are the only real authority that I trust on this subject. And so, I will ask it of you, and there will be no more said. I have a great interest in the other pieces of her sword.
What kind of interest?
I don't think the kind matters. I just want to know if I should forget about them.
We've been trying to.
Then perhaps there is a problem with the method.
He softly nods. Do you remember the trial in the woods?
That was, there were a few days to that, weren't there? You're speaking of the trial itself? What had happened at the temple within the bowels of the forest, or something else?
He takes a rest in his chair and he kind of tenses his fingers together as he just kind of thinks over his words carefully. I had thought that by attuning to that crystal, she might break the binds that sword has on her.
But she was rejected.
But she was rejected. Or rather, the claim the blade has on her is too strong.
Is it possible you could call her in?
Alright. Yeah, he, it's a few moments, but he basically rallies Frandeline from wherever she's been doing, probably training or just keeping to herself. The door creeps open. The young Vilkian steps through. Sure enough, there's that fell-looking blade on her back. She notices you. Her eyebrows perk, and then she looks towards Sid. She says, "What's this about?" He nods to you, though.
I will admit that I understand very little about it. All I have happened upon is a very close relationship between that blade and someone that I place great value upon. And there are not many things in this world that I place great value upon. He looks to Frandeline. When I set out, I promised you that I would do my best to figure out something about that sword and about your curse. And I think I may have unearthed the beginning of that path.
She also kind of loses a little bit of her stoic visage as he kind of is like, what?
How have you been handling it?
She kind of like thins her lips and looks down, just a bit pouty. The sword calls at the back of my mind. Blood. It wants blood. And The longer I deny it, the worse it gets. But she looks towards Sid. It's like Sid said, I'm the one in control. She just kind of rubs the back of her neck.
In all your time in this land, have you ever been accosted by a tall, lithe Nihilum who wielded a rapier with a firing mechanism in its hilt?
She starts to get a very unsteady breath. Her pupils narrow, and she starts to hyperventilate.
Ra looks his head.
He looks at Friendly and he's like, that's She snaps back. She pipes up. She's like, that man killed my father.
Well,
Ra breathes in deep through his nose.
Well, if I had the lump of coal, they made a diamond.
I can understand if that's not something you want to dwell upon, but I do have other questions.
She takes a moment to consider, but then she nods.
Why would someone do such a thing? Was there anything your father represented? How old were you?
She gives it a moment of thought.
So when Ra's asking this, he probably sits down, so he's not as imposing, and he's got a really sympathy is thick in his expression.
Our family was tasked with safekeeping that blade. This one. She thumbs at the hilt of the sword on her back. We were traveling and, well, we got ambushed. I saw my mother fall. And father rushed to her defense. It was a trap. That man, and my father fought.
Did your father use the blade?
She pauses and then she softly nods.
And the pieces fall in place. Rogers rubs his eyes. I see. Well, he stands back up. After a sigh, he sort of tentatively offers Frandeline a hug. Because he did just trigger some very likely PTSD.
Yeah, she's a little bit shaken. She doesn't really move into the hug, but she's not far away that if you so chose.
Yeah, he's gonna do it.
So she's just kind of like staring off into the corner as you just basically bury her face in your chest.
I got a new sword, by the way. And after he parts, he unsheaths Conquest, and he flips it around a little bit before handing it handle first to her so she can test its weight.
She looks at, with just basically the eyes of a kid in a candy store. She looks at you, and then she takes her hand on it, and she lifts it upward, and she just kind of gives it a practice swing downward. Of course, her fucking wrist is deft with this thing. Just.
You want to practice with it before I leave?
She looks up at you, and she's like, "Can I?"
Ra nods, of course. I'll swing by when I'm about to head out.
She looks at Sid, and Sid softly smiles.
So that was all he needed her for.
Yeah, she slips out the door, and she's probably gonna go practice with it a bit.
Anyone meeting? Okay, where's everyone else right now? So Myth is at the mess hall.
Anna is conked the fuck out.
Okay, Anna is conked out.
I'm
Artemis
assuming
is...
it's evening by now.
Yeah. Yeah, evening is starting to set in.
So, Sid. The man of which I spoke. Are you familiar with him?
Frandeline has only ever gone as far to describe him in vague detail.
Sorry, continue.
She tries to remain strong, but that, I fear, is a cause of great suffering for her.
I mentioned earlier that as I address you now, it is as a peer, not a student. With that in mind, I do not expect this information to leave this room. That was the man who led me on the path of the Shadow Hunter. I have my own questions, and I will have the answers to them. And I will not let it infringe upon Franklinine's consciousness.
So what do you plan to do?
Well, I'm going to go ask him myself. It took me a good 5 years to find him the first time. So, I think I've learned his tricks to hiding.
I see. I'd advise caution. He certainly sounds like the dangerous sort.
No, he is. Before I leave, lastly, I would like to thank you. You've given me much in the way of guidance and a facility with which I've been able to look at myself better than probably any other I've been a part of. And he bows a little bit.
He dips his chin to you in Von Rivar. Best of luck, and I hope that we can find mutual benefit in each other's services in the future.
What is a tavern local to Alexandria?
Oh God. You know what? There is a choice tavern just off the Market District. It is called the
The adjective noun.
the adjective noun. It's called the Hotspur. Owner used to be a ship sailor. His ship got wrecked off the coast, and he opened up a tavern 2 years later and named it after his ship.
All right. Well, Ra is going to go fit accommodations for himself there, and then he's going to wait at the temple for the rest of the group.
He's gonna wait for a while. Like,
Yeah, this is a tomorrow thing. Does Ron not realize this? Is he gonna wait all night?
Probably. After he's been there for a minute, he's going to start offering to do portraits for people.
Oh my god.
All right. You set up a little thing on a bench, and
50 gil a piece. Who's interested?
give me some calligraphy checks.
oh, wait, hey, while he's there, he can also pay attention to how
Nice.
easy it is to enter the temple. Nice.
Ra's not concerned with that. He's
Oh, why not? When Myth specifically had one worry about being able to bring other people in.
because he's Ra. When his party gets there, he's gonna walk in.
It's fair, yeah. Hate to
All
say
right.
it.
How much gil a piece? Was it 50 gil a piece?
50 gil a piece, yeah.
All right. You earn 350 gil.
Nice.
And all goes to the stable.
Nope. He's not stabling Quetzal. There.
It all goes to Artemis.
Yep.
Yeah, Quetzal has basically followed you, and now Quetzal's just kind of like curled up, laying down outside next to the bench.
Ra is a homeless guy, and Quetzal is his golden
Basically
retriever.
a hobo.
Yeah, so unfortunately, moments later, an officer does come by, one of the guards of the city. Says, you got a place for that bird there?
Do you have a place for this bird here?
I mean, it's probably not a place that you'd prefer, but
Ra slowly furrows his brow. I'm failing to understand the implication here.
I'll make it simple for you. It's gotta go. Out the gates. I don't care where you put it. You just can't have that thing sitting in the streets.
But look how cute he is.
The stern-looking guardsman looks from you towards the bird, towards Quetzal.
I feel like this is some kind of check. that he
Quetzal looks up at the guard.
has. Quetzal, make a charisma check.
Quetzal, make a charisma check.
Oh, nice.
17. Guard needs to make a will save.
I need to make a will save every time I see.
It's putting on the sparkly eyes. Guard looks at it. He's kind of got his billy club in hand. He's kind of tapping against his palm, but he stops. He looks at it. He looks at you. He's like, all right, but neither of you better be here by the time I come back around on my next.
When will that be?
About 20 minutes.
How far away are we from the gate?
You are kind of in the upper northern part of town. The closest gate leads out to the ferries. It's not too long walk to get to the main gate. At least I don't remember it being.
So Ra's gonna go back to the stable that he came to very first.
Seems like what's her face? Something Featherstride.
Jinsoon Featherwind.
Yeah, Jinsoon Featherwind is starting to close up things for the night.
Just in time. He forks up the 265 gil, slams it on the counter, and says, "Oh, couldn't find anything else."
Yeah, we kind of have the monopoly on public stables here. Pleasure doing business.
Before she takes the gill, he shifts it slightly closer to him and narrows his eyes. You have the monopoly, but business is tough, isn't it?
I mean, not many people tend to keep chocobos.
I was rolling insight. And he's gonna surge this one.
Okay.
16.
16. Seems like, well, seems like her intentions are good, but
So she just doesn't want to get a flaying from her dad.
yeah.
He slowly slides the gill back over to her. I'll be back tomorrow. If there is a single feather astray on this bird, I will be having a word with your parents.
That was a gulp.
Also, he likes his Giselle greens minced. And he looks over his shoulder as he leaves.
You know,
Minced.
Rob,
Minced. Got it. Minced.
Rob probably could have gotten away with stabling the chocobo for free. He just got greedy with the pay me for it.
He decided to try to employ the Artemis approach, and it didn't work out.
Wow, who would have
Yeah.
thought?
The Artemis approach works because Artemis has 18 fucking charisma. And and literally the power to rewrite people's brains.
Alright, so she, So as you're walking away, she's like, alright, let's get you all settled down for the night, big guy.
And what is the, what's the price for the Hotspur? I don't care about playing that out.
Hotspur, a room is... Let's see, real quick. Expenses. This is a pretty modest inn, so let's see.
I think it would be like 15 in gold and 15 gold.
It is 40 gil for a night.
Thank God. Alright, so Rob probably spends the rest of the night Just talking to whoever's interested, recounting things like his mercenary past and the fact that he just... No, he probably doesn't talk about Ifrit.
Well, I thought that he would be talking about his wrangling Quetzal.
Probably that too. It's all sober though. He's just drinking a lot of water.
Uh-oh,
And
somebody's
that's...
house is on fire.
Yep, Ashton's making pizza.
Nice.
That should be good for him.
I mean, sometimes I wonder,
Okay.
like, is Ashton even real? He's ridiculous. The little I know about him is ridiculous.
Anyone
else doing anything?
Yeah, TP should.
Anyone
probably,
encounter
like,
myth in the
do
mess hall?
Well,
You mean like in general, or?
I mean, Anna probably, like, grabbed something to eat, but, like, really quickly because she is, again,
Anna, I'm
exhausted.
assuming is by the time Myth gets there is just like is snoring in her
Yeah.
room.
By the time
Liam's
Myth
probably
gets there,
writing up the
Anna's
official
out like
report
a
for all this
light.
stuff.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you there, K9.
Oh. Huh.
I said,
oh,
Anna's out like a light.
And I said Liam's probably writing up the official report after
Okay.
himself.
And TP is kind of wondering, like, he's probably trying to talk to Nunnally, like, okay, what do I do now?
Oh yeah, let's do a scene with him in Nunnally's office.
Yeah, I mean, does TP... He doesn't have a room in the academy because it's not a...
No, he's not. Well, managed to salvage this one a little bit.
Oh my. Oh, gee. Oh man. If you hadn't have come in at that last second.
Yes, I know. Well, men like him are not ones you cross idly.
I mean, wrapped up in this now. So, I've got 3 of them now. We've got 3 of them, I suppose, Cooper.
Well, remember that we still have Beep.
Of course, of course. So many.
Redacted!
A large part of this conversation is just redacted between both parties.
The only tasteful way to do a narrative and keep it mysterious.
Right?
I mean,
Like in Persona 5, when it goes all fuzzy.
some of us just put level 20 wizards in the setting.
Well, now that we're all caught up, Koopa, I need a room. If I'm gonna be doing this for a while...
Of course, I'll see one arranged for you.
You're the best.
I try. How about the how about the group cohesiveness and all that?
Well, Ra and Artemis are Ra and Artemis. They're inseparable, yet they want to tear each other's hair out, yet they know they can rely on each other. The others I didn't get to spend too much time with solo, but overall we have a good group going, Koopa.
Oh.
We've covered strengths and weaknesses. Sylvia's the heaviest hitter we have.
Not for long.
Not for long. Yeah.
I mean, she's still probably going to be one of the heavier.
It's a good group. It's a good group.
I feel like there's a room for a butt. TP.
Well, not everyone meshes with everyone perfectly. With Ra being so jarring.
Not only furrows her brows, and she just kind of floats closer to you. And she says, "Listen, TP, if this is going to work, they need to rely on each other."
There's no question about that in battle. Don't get me wrong. It's going to work.
Nelly
Even
knows
half
a
the
lot more than
mission was
she's letting us letting on, huh?
Yeah.
Kill all Moogles.
Moogles are currently like the Lalafell of RDnD, I swear.
Is Nunnally Lolorito?
No.
Are you implying that that would make TP like Ted Leggy?
Yep.
No, no, that would make TP Ilbird. It was me!
Sloppy.
Sloppy!
Sloppy!
Sloppy.
But yes, it'll work. It's why we're here.
Americans should never attempt to do a Yorkshire accent.
She turns and looks out her window, and just kind of pauses and thinks a moment, and she turns back around. Good. We Moogles have a duty in this world.
A duty to kill yourselves.
Yay, Brian, what would I do
Then
tomorrow?
die.
It's one I hold dear to me. I let it go above all else.
Well, that settled. Was there anything else?
I told you look. Totem stone for yourself, Goodbye.
Do you show her the tombstone?
Yeah. Like, look, it's so shiny and it's awesome and it can...
Yes, very impressive. Were you able to get the lodestone?
I have it right here, Koopa.
Ah, excellent. And she just basically reaches for it. Do you let her take it?
Yeah.
Alright, so she just snags it. She looks it over, kind of tilts her head this way and that. Perfect. Well, I have other things to look into. Were you able to uncover more of these? And she kind of tilts the lodestone this way and that.
That's the first one I've ever seen and dealt with, Koopa. But I've got a method now I can use to track them down. Thanks to our helpful charges.
Wait, does TP not know that that Liam's cards were from a lodestone?
He does know.
Yeah, they mentioned that we have 3.
Okay. So then how come it's the only one he's seen?
It's not.
Like, the one he's seen and done battle with. He's only seen Shantosa.
Seen it from the inside, yeah.
Keep in mind that the lodestone is not your prestige class. It's something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the relic-y bit we get for...
So it's not like the round stone?
No.
Oh,
No, see, the prestige classes are a little bonus reward that you get for beating a hard boss.
But just getting the lodestones is another thing.
Yeah.
Right.
If you collect enough of them, something special might happen.
Yes, Moogle
Yes.
supremacy. One race, the perfect race.
King,
Don't ask, Koopa.
King Moggle Mog is unleashed.
Good King Muggle, good King Muggle, Lord of
Find
all
it
the
from
land.
Okay. Anyway, she puts the lodestone away and tilts her glasses up and says, "I thank you for your continued assistance and loyalty to the cause."
Send him to the Hotspur.
Of course, Koopa.
She offers you a little yeah.
Chocolate.
She gives you a little coupon and says,
Coupon.
A coupon?
a coupon.
A coupon.
This gets you the VIP room at the Hotspur.
Hotspur. Thank you very much.
And with that, she sends you on your way.
So he heads to the Hotspur, shows the coupon, like just bypasses Raw, stops, turns around.
Hello, TP.
I'm a hobo.
He's sitting at the bar.
Please tell me you're just...
And Quetzal's sitting on the other stool somehow.
I know, Quetzal's at the stable, remember?
Oh, right, yeah.
What'd you ask, TP?
Please tell me you're just gathering information, Koopa.
No. I just finished severing my ties to the Academy.
You fucking idiot.
What?
Record scratch.
Are you okay?
Oh,
Why is that
Stop.
vein sticking out of your forehead? A water for the Moogle too. He slides one over to
Alright.
TP.
he's rooming with me because he's a Koopa damn...
What?
What the Koopo do you think you're doing?
I've already got my accommodations.
Well, guess you just wasted some gold. Not the only idiotic thing you've done today, now is it?
I mean, they don't have to room together.
Ra turns his back to the stool, or back to the bar, and he rests his elbows on it, and he just sort of like narrows his eyes as he appraises TP. How is it that you've dealt with me for this long, and somehow you still don't have an inkling of who I am?
You're very fucking impulsive, Koopa.
If I hadn't been accosted by that guard, I would be happily sleeping on the streets.
Like an idiot, do you know? The weather is bad. You can't. That. How am I supposed to?
Come on.
Fucking...
Hydrate. He takes a swig.
Folks in the bar start to look at you, TP. Like, what is this Moogle's problem?
Well, the Moogle's problem is that he's a...
Remember, TP. And he takes another swig. I'm a hero. This is...
Fucking, you're total dumbass hero who can't fucking.
So, I have been meaning to ask. That little interruption that afforded us our lives by Nunnally?
What of it, Koopa?
Ra looks down. Have you some affiliation with her?
I told you.
Yes, but there are some things you haven't told me. I understand if that's a need to know. I have several topics of my own that are under that jurisdiction.
Ra, if you don't go prying into me, I won't go prying into you.
Well,
All you need to know is I'm here for you.
he's here for what?
The group.
Okay. So, you'll fit my bill then. He takes another swig.
How much have you had, Goobal?
Of water.
I'm just drinking water. I mean for the room.
Oh, I'm not paying you back. You already paid for that.
Yeah, it's fair.
But, if you want roomier accommodation, he flashes the ticket and hands it to whomever.
You know, I kind of like this. And he turns back around and he leans his elbows on the counter the other way, leaning over it. In a way, not being a part of the academy puts you and I in a...
If you say we're peers, I'm going to fucking cut you.
Oh no, of course we're not peers.
Oh my gosh.
You aren't even close.
He's sharpening his knife, Kupo.
You have no idea, Ra.
What I mean is... Well, we'll probably find each other in our own company, outside the rest of everyone else's, for as long as we're in Alexandria, right?
Seems like it. No mess hall food for us. Back when I was in college, that stuff was the best. Goobal.
I like how my sideways comment that one time it turned it into like this mess hall is just one of the best on the planet.
That's how world building works. Woohoo!
I know. Complaining.
Guys, how do I world build? Someone explain
let
this
your
to me.
player-
Not even...
You
I haven't the
realize we're 2
faintest
minutes
idea.
past 9:30.
I talked to Fergus
3.
for like 5 minutes, and it elucidated me on how fucking stupid I am.
Just talk. Hey, you just get cool ideas and try to implement them, and then see where they take you. Like, hey, you have a cool idea you want to fit in this giant mech warrior for no reason that you could adequately explain right now.
All right, I get it. And yeah, we are 3 minutes over time, and Dante's a little baby, so we should probably stop the recording.
Oh yeah. Hey.
And I'm just poking fun.
Wow, Wyatt.
We're trying to be
sure
better
missed
about it,
a
right?
bunch.
That's true.
Sucks to be you.
It does. I enjoyed the extra sleep.
No, I was
yeah.
talking to Wyatt, like the recording.
Oh,
You are recording, right?
yes.
Okay, cool.
So, Myth's gonna corral us around the temple here sometime soon, probably tomorrow. And then we get to go and thaw that old sultry hag
Wait,
over
Wait,
in
I
Mist.
thought we were having downtime.
We are. He's just going over,
Before going to Mist.
probably.
Just going
He's
over.
just going over the agenda.
Yeah. This time we'll be adequately prepared.
I sure hope so.
You believe in them, don't you?
I believe in them just as much as I believe in myself.
Well, that's a yes then, isn't it?
I did send you and Artemis off by yourselves to face Shiva, didn't I?
Conceited little fucker.
Hey, it's not conceit if it's basically
It's
universal.
warranted.
I wasn't going to say warranted. I've earned it probably twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hero of the century, Koopa.
Hero of the century. And he thinks his glass against TVs.
TP cries.
That's good for that scene, I think.
All right. If nobody else has anything they want to do, we can probably conclude tonight's session.
Nah.
And then we'll pick it up next week. And by then, I'll probably not be as much of a lazy ass about
You
things.
will also have more of the class stuff done.
Yeah.
So just to go over this one more time, where exactly is Ricardo?
He's staying on his ship.
So he dropped us off, and he's like in. He left.
No, he's around. He's sticking around for a little while.
Is he at the Hotspur?
Not at the Hotspur, no.
Okay. But like, is that
A few of his crew is at the Hotspur though.
is that? Fuck. Okay. Roz kind of had back-to-back scenes for an hour and a half. Maybe TP wants to talk to him.
Why would TP want to talk to them?
Because they have an airship.
Y'all can probably talk to him next week.
Also that.
Great.
Good session.
Great
For
session.
for a session that was supposed to be, well, supposedly very sedate and peaceful, that was decidedly not.
Hey, we
You
didn't
know-
have any combat.